You might just be too busy running your business. If you have a business.
It's a good way to say it. If you suck at designing something, just say, I'm busy running my business.
Yeah, there you go.
Welcome to Helium's Hot Air Show. It is the show with hot questions and even hotter hosts. My name is Benjamin Thornburg, and this, looking amazing as always, is Brett Shelley.
Helium's Hot Air Show.
We've got a great show. We're going to recap our last episode. We're going to clarify exactly what Shopify is, because I feel like we didn't do... The main critique from last episode was I didn't ask good enough questions, and you answered everything perfectly. This is from my wife. It was said slightly more lovingly than that, but the gist was Benjamin asked better questions. So that's what we're going to do today. That's what's going to happen. And then at the very end, we're going to empower merchants to find answers to their questions, because it's very important when you're hopping on a new platform, or even if you've been on the platform for a long time and you want to do something new, or you're wondering, hey, I've always wanted to do this. How do I do this? We are going to show them, by we, I mean you, are going to explain to them where to get those answers. And finally, another soul-searching question. Let's do it. So first, let's recap. Shopify is, and I have my notes here, Shopify is an online e-commerce platform with an army of Canadian developers working to make it better. Can I say that?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. And they're obsessed with checkout. That's like their whole thing, is making checkout seamless and secure and easy.
It's an important part when you're selling stuff.
Yeah. So I would like to ask you a specific question. What can you, as a developer, do to Shopify's checkout?
Shopify's checkout is a little bit tricky as far as customization. It really depends a lot on which Shopify plan you're on. Shopify has like a higher tier called Shopify Plus, if you're not aware of it, which gives you a lot of customizability as far as checkout. If you're on any of the lower tiers, which, if you're like a little startup business, or, you're just kind of starting your business on your own, whatever, you're not going to be on that Shopify Plus, and you will be very limited in what you can customize in the checkout environment if you're not on Plus. Does that answer? Is that what?
Yeah, no, it totally does. For Shopify Plus, to the best of my knowledge, my limited knowledge, is buku bucks, right? It's a lot of money each month.
I think it starts at like $2,300 per month.
Hachi-chachi.
It's like the big businesses.
You're talking big fish.
They're on there. They can customize the checkout a lot more. You can get like extra apps and stuff that are going to customize the checkout experience. But all that kind of stuff is all locked down on for the average Shopify merchant who's not on the plus tier. So it's going to be a lot more limited.
So a lot more limited means two things. It means, one, you can't maybe do that special fancy thing that you want to do payment-wise. And two, it means it's really stupid secure. Shopify prides themselves on having a really secure checkout, and that's one of their big selling points. So even if you're not on if you're on a Shopify Plus plan, or you're on a regular Shopify plan, the overarching goal and overall experience is really secure checkout, really speedy checkout. Is that pretty good?
Yeah, secure is obviously important when we're talking about payment. But as far as the customers are concerned, I think easy and speedy, like you said, is a big factor. And again, I mentioned this before, but Shopify claims like the highest converting checkout, which is really the speed and the ease. That's going to be the biggest thing. If somebody's trying to check out and they're having all sorts of problems, or it's taking too long or whatever, they're just, not going to do it. So easy and fast checkout is going to make happy customers, and happy customers spend more money on your store. So it's a great thing.
It's a great thing. And then you go dump that money back into the economy, and around and round and round we go. Lastly, when a merchant is unable to do something on Shopify's platform, it's time to turn to the word of the day last episode, which was
App Store.
Yes. To the App Store to add more ability to their store. For instance, if you would like to, what's the one that does everything, all the little commands, and links everything out, like Shopify.
You're talking about Flow.
Yeah,
Shopify Flow. Yeah,
is
so you
just
can create like
nasty.
automated workflows, do all sorts of little things. Trigger some automation, goes and tags a customer, or goes and triggers a refund. Little automatic things to help you out, as opposed to doing everything yourself or trying to keep track of every little manual thing that you have to do. Flow is nice. One of the most popular apps right now on the App Store is Judge Me. So product reviews.
Is that like a dating thing?
No, it's product reviews.
I heard that.
Yeah. So product reviews, you want customers to leave reviews about your product and say how awesome they are, so that then other people can see how awesome they are and buy them. Right. When you're on Amazon, you're shopping for something. That's
you click the little stars.
That's like the first thing you look for, right?
Yeah.
You're going to buy the product with like 50,000 5-star reviews, as
Right.
opposed to the product with 1 3-star review. Right.
Poor little guy.
So that's, I know, one of the most popular apps right now.
So that would be one that, if you're really into that, you have a lot of different products and you have a lot of people leaving reviews. That's a great place to assemble them and show your potential customers and returning customers how amazing they are. So that's one example. Like we said, Shopify Flow. The triggers thing is kind of interesting, because if you're not in the industry, if you're just kind of starting out in Shopify, a trigger, correct me if I'm wrong, is if they do one thing, the trigger says we do this thing. They give me the email address with my birthday, and then that will trigger an email sent on my birthday to the customer. Something like that. Is that a bad example? You gave me that look.
It's an okay example, I think. Yeah.
I'm trying.
So we here at Helium, we're in the customer registration space a lot, right?
Mm-hmm.
So an example might be like, a common example of something that we see a lot is you're tagging customers. For example, maybe you want to have like a VIP program on your shop. So you're going to tag customers with a little tag that says VIP. You can create a flow that says when VIP tag is added to customers, you can take some action. That action could be emailing the customer. You're sending them a welcome email that they're added to that flow. Maybe when they get added to the VIP program, maybe they get like a free welcome package or something, so you can trigger some sort of automation that runs. There's all sorts of things you can do, and Flow also integrates with third-party apps. So like if you do have another app, that app might have its own like actions or triggers that are integrated right in Flow. So it's not just a Shopify thing. Like, it's super powerful. You can send API requests if you're trying to do some custom thing, or you're a developer, you can send API requests to an external system or something. So it's really powerful if you want to get into it. There's also really easy things you can do. There's also a template library. If you're not sure what it can do and you're just like, hey, man, I want to make my life easier, just go and browse the template library and you'll see all these things like, oh, I never even thought of that. That's something that I'm spending an hour doing every single day. Let me automate it with Flow, and I just saved myself a bunch of time.
Yeah, it's really clever. Shopify Flow, I have been on there a bit and poked around and done some videos about it. It's incredibly powerful. It is Shopify designed it. It is a Shopify app, and then like Brett said, it does have a bunch of compatibility with third-party apps. So it makes it really, really powerful to try to do exactly what you're doing to save you time, like Brett just said. So yeah, that's a little top tip. Play around with that, and you can download these free Shopify apps, install them on your store, play around with them, and say, hey, this works for me. Hey, this doesn't. Uninstall them, no skin off your back. Like, all of our apps have free trials. Is that correct? 7 days for Meteor, 14.
For Helium apps,
Yes.
we have free trials for all of our Helium apps, and most apps out there have free trials. But that's a good call out for Flow specifically. Completely free app. You can download it for free, and not only can you download it and try it for free, you can keep it as long as you want, also for free.
Yeah, it's fantastic. So Shopify enables you to do lots of these things. A lot of people that I read on the forums when they're coming into Shopify, they get a little bent out of shape. Like, man, why do we have to do an app store? Like, why don't you just make your platform perfect the first time? It's like, if you like the amount of time that we spend maintaining and developing and adding features or securing our apps is insane. And to think that one company could do all of that for however many 10,000, I don't know how many apps are on the App Store, a lot, is just, it's not reasonable. It's not feasible. Updating everything, developing all these apps, it's not going to fall all on Shopify. And the cool part is Shopify allows third parties to come in and say, hey, I've had a bunch of people complain that this isn't a thing on Shopify. And they're like, sweet, I'm going to make an app. We make money because we make an app. And Shopify makes money because people stay on the platform because this app enabled them to sell the way they wanted to sell. So that's pretty much the game as I see it.
Yeah, I mean, apps is such a cool thing. I think a lot of people are out there being like, oh, this is a critical feature for me. I have to have it. And just like in their brain, it just makes sense for it to be built in. Like it's a deal breaker. It's a must have. But the thing to remember is that there's like, I don't even know, maybe, hundreds of thousands of shops built on Shopify.
Yeah.
I have no idea how many, but there's a lot.
Siri knows.
And even though that this might be like such an important thing for a merchant, and maybe even for a lot of merchants, there might be 99,000 merchants out there that don't care about that feature, right? So Shopify's out there building a platform, building the most like critical things, and the apps are there to fill in kind of the rest, to get the custom things, the things that just 1,000 merchants need, which having 1,000 merchants using an app, if you build it, is great. 1,000 merchants looking for a feature in Shopify is just a tiny drop in their bucket.
Right.
So it's just kind of some of that context is important to remember when it's like, why doesn't Shopify support this feature? Why do I have to download an app? It may be an important thing to you, but it might be kind of a niche thing, a corner case that you're looking for. And there's apps that can do it. Or you can, if you want to do it yourself, all the same features that are available for apps, Shopify's APIs and all that kind of stuff that we use to build apps, that's also available to anyone. So like if you don't want to
Can you explain
use an app or anything, then you could build it yourself, or you could hire a developer to build like a custom solution for you.
What's an API?
API.
Auxiliary Power Unit.
Yep.
No, wait.
Nope. That's
Actual.
You were really close.
Hold on. Actual permeable intelligence.
That was close. API.
I don't. Should we segment onto API? Let's
sure.
Just give us 20 seconds, and then I'll go to my next question.
So API is
derailing.
application programming interface. Pretty sure that sounds right.
Mine was better.
And it's basically like how our system talks to Shopify. We can request data. We can send data back to Shopify. So Shopify, instead of building all these thousands of features that all these different apps are coming in to do, they build the API, and then the apps use the API to talk to Shopify. So
like a gateway. Kind of like that little hole that the mice go in and out of? Is that what it is? Or is it more like a power strip and then you just plug stuff into the power strip? Is it more like the shape of the plug on the power strip?
I think I would describe it more like a application programming interface.
Stop! I'm trying to distill language down. We told the people we distill it down.
From Shopify, and we can also send data to Shopify.
Okay, I'm asking some AI to explain it to me like I'm 10, and then we're going to share it next time. So the big question, I did promise we'd enable you to find answers to your questions. Where are the places? You're new to Shopify, you're going in. Where do you go for resources and help?
So if you're building your shop on Shopify, you need some help, you got stuck, you got questions, you're not sure how to accomplish something, or if you can accomplish something, there's probably, it really depends what you're trying to do. I think there's a few different places you can go. Shopify obviously has their own help center, and they have a little AI agent on there. You can just go on and ask it questions.
What's its name? A Sidekick? That's not Sidekick. What's the other one?
I'm not sure if that one's called Sidekick, but it's probably the same as Sidekick.
Sidekick is the one on while you're building your theme?
Yeah, if you're like logged in, they have the little Sidekick agent. You can ask it questions. I'm not sure if they call the help center support one also Sidekick, but it's probably the same. But anyways, that's a great place to go and just kind of get basic information on Shopify capabilities, little quick how-to guides on a feature. But if you need help from there's a lot of other resources available. Just YouTube and places are great. So many people posting content about Shopify and how to do things.
Some of it's really good, like mine.
There's some other places as well if you need more help. You can go on. Shopify has a community forum, which is great. You can go on there. There's lots of other users, lots of developers and stuff posting on there.
And that's the Shopify Merchants Community is what it's called. Is that right? Maybe.
I just call it the Shopify Forum.
Okay.
I don't know.
Sure
it might have a name.
I did research this time, so it's called the Shopify Merchants Community.
Okay.
And there's the other one.
So you can go on the Shopify Forum and you can post your question. You can do a search and see if, there's a good chance somebody else has already asked the same question and somebody has probably also answered it. So you can just do a search, try to find somebody else who's trying to do the same thing, and hopefully they got a good answer. Or you can post your own question and hopefully get some help. So that's a great place to go. There is also, I think you were trying to say this in the middle of what I was trying to say.
Never.
But there's also a developer forum for Shopify. So if you are trying to do something with the APIs, or you're building a custom app, trying to do something a little more custom, a little bit more on the developer side, you can also go to their dev forum, and lots of app developers and developers are on there. So it's a great place to ask a little bit more technical questions and stuff.
And we were talking earlier that really the 90% of people won't ever reach that, won't ever touch that. Probably it may be more than that.
Yeah, if you're just building a shop on your own and you're not like writing code or using APIs or anything, that might not be the place for you. But it is just publicly available, so you could always pop over and check it out if you think you might belong there.
So the other thing that I really like about the Shopify community forum is Shopify Merchants Community. That's hard. It just doesn't roll off the tongue, does it? Welcome to Shopify Merchants Community. It's a place for holiday shop. They have a lot of these. A lot of people will come on and just basically say, roast my site. Or I've seen multiples where they're like, I don't have any sales. What's wrong with my site? And people will genuinely give them feedback like, this is because it looks like everything was AI generated. And then the person's like, oh, was AI generated? And they're like, yeah, we don't trust something like that. So why would we spend money? I've seen this one a few times. So take real pictures, people. They also have a lot of people from Shopify that work for Shopify just dedicated to making this a better, more knowledge-filled place. They have juicy nuggets on here all the time that they pin. Some of them more juicy than others. Is that the quote of the day? Okay. So like holiday shopping trends right now for retail for Black Friday, Cyber Monday, which if you are not already there, you're probably in trouble. But there's still time, I guess. Not much. And it's got some data on it, how shoppers plan to discover and buy and stuff. So there's actually some real meat and potatoes in here as opposed to just cat and candy fluff. So the last thing, Brett, anything else to add to that? There's three place general questions and feedback for your store. Go to Shopify Merchant Community. You've got your AI in whenever you're logged in. You can ask him questions. It, them, they. I don't know the pronouns of AI.
Yeah, I think the only other thing would just be, and obviously this is going to be a little harder for these brand new, if you're just starting a shop, you don't have any sales, it's a little bit harder to want to spend money, but sometimes to really get, if you're trying to do something custom or you're really stuck or you just want to get kind of that next professional level or something, sometimes it is worth it to hire someone to help you. There's a lot of really knowledgeable people out there. Yep. We call them agencies. It's, dedicated companies for building or managing Shopify sites. Shopify has a partners directory you can go to find people. There's a lot of services out there like Store Tasker is one I'm familiar with, where you can go and you can connect with a Store Tasker specifically has like a verification process where they say, yeah, we checked this person out and we know that they know what they're talking about. So you can connect with these developers who know what they're talking about and can help you build something custom, can help you solve a problem, can do like an audit and tell you what's wrong with your site or how to improve it. So once you can justify spending that little bit of money to get to that next step, it's, I think, really beneficial for a lot of people.
So storage, which might be antithetical to why you first arrived at Shopify, because like I was talking last time, everyone positions in their advertisements like a monkey with a computer could throw it down the stairs and an e-commerce site could pop up and he can make $1 billion. Like that's kind of the way. Have you seen that? Have you not seen that commercial? There's a monkey. No, I'm just kidding. That's not actually a thing. But what Brett's just talking about is you're talking about polish. You're talking about customization in your theme, and you want all of that to work seamlessly. There are people to hire that's their specific job, and agencies. And then what was the site? I totally forgot.
Store Tasker.
Store Tasker.
That's the one I'm familiar with. There's lots of other places.
Specifically for Shopify?
Store Tasker, I believe, is Shopify specific.
Sweet.
Yeah,
Sweet. That's what you want.
Yeah.
That's where you want to go. You don't want to go like general. So Store Tasker is specifically for Shopify. Check them out. Are we sponsored by them?
No.
Rats. That was a missed opportunity. Okay.
Yeah. Shopify, it's great. It's easy to get up and running quickly. It's pretty easy to get in and do a lot of stuff yourself. But yeah, like you were saying, sometimes you just need a little bit of extra, build something a little bit custom or just kind of take it to that next level of the polish on there.
Fit and finish, yeah.
And, it's just not everyone's equipped to handle that themselves.
Dude, I'm awful at it.
It might not be your wheelhouse. You might just be too busy running your business. If you have a business,
a good way to say it. If you suck at designing something, just say, "I'm busy running my business."
Yeah, there you go. You need help sometimes, and
I'm making that a T-shirt.
There
I'm
you
busy
go.
running. Anything else? Perfect. We're going to bring up the last time Brett Shelley said that the blue raspberry was his favorite Otter Pop flavor.
Well, the blue. I didn't know at that time that it was raspberry. Just the blue
is inaccurate because its real name. I'm going to put the names. I'm going to put the names up. The names are going to be up right now. I didn't know this. Zippy Flavor and Friends. You're talking about Louis Blue Raspberry.
Yep, the blue one.
Alexander the Grape, I'm going the wrong way. Poncho Punch, I don't know if they can get away with that. This seems like they did this in the 90s. I think this reminds me of, who's the little mouse? The Ariba. Little Orphan Orange. Sir Isaac Lime, which doesn't rhyme with Newton at all. Strawberry Shortkook. I don't know about those. Those are we might get canceled for even reading those. I'm not even sure. But anyway, the best flavor, obviously strawberry shortcake. Time for another random question of the day. Banner, please. Brett Shelley, what is the most annoying thing that other drivers do that you clearly do not ever do?
The most annoying thing that other drivers...
Mm-hmm. The thing that really gets you. You're like,
I think for me it's tailgating when they're right up on you. Especially like
all up on the bumper.
I'm not like crazy on the speed, but like I'm also not a slow driver, like I can hold my own out there, I'm probably, I wouldn't consider myself a slow driver. So when they're still right up on you for a while, sometimes it happens, you get a little close, you should back off. But when they're on you for a while and they're just hanging out there, That's
the most annoying thing. You don't get on that hybrid power? You don't...
No, I usually slow down a little bit.
Ooh, he's a slower downer. Okay, if you can read this, you're too close, and he's going to slow down. Okay. All right. I like that. Thanks for asking me what I think is most annoying. That's awesome. That's good. I'm glad this is a two-way street, as always. All right, that's all we got for this episode. Subscribe, tell us in the comments below, what is the most annoying thing that other drivers do that you've never done once in your life because you're perfect and a better driver than everyone else, clearly. And if you have any other questions, suggestions, thoughts, leave them in the comments below. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.